Good morning, children. This week we're going to look at three different comprehension activities. We're going to look at Captain Tom, I'm sure you've seen him in the news, satellites and meteor showers, and a newspaper article on the big night in. You're going to need a pen or a pencil and some paper so that you can write down your answers to the comprehensions. I'm going to read the text to you. You can choose if you want to pause the video and read it to yourself, or if you want to read with me. You can then pause the video and complete the questions based on the text. You don't need to do them all in one day, but you do need to get them finished by the end of the week. Okay, so our first text today is Daily News based on Captain Tom. And it says here, Captain Tom raised over £12 million for the NHS. Well, we know this is quite a late article. This was written last week, and we know that Captain Tom's raised much more money since this article was written. But on the 17th of April, he'd raised £12 million for the NHS. Let's read a little bit more. We'll read the holding part of the newspaper article. This is the bit that gets you really interested. So it says, what is Captain Tom Moore doing? Captain Tom Moore, 99, is raising money for the NHS. He has completed 100 laps of his garden before his 100th birthday on the 30th of April. At 8 a.m. on the 16th of April, he'd raised over £12 million. And here's a picture of Captain Tom completing his challenge. For those of you who saw it on the news, he had a guard of honour helping him to complete his challenge. People from his old regiment, soldiers from his old regiment, were there clapping him when he completed his challenge. Now, you'll notice that we've got some words in blue here. So let's have a look in the glossary, because these words should also be in the glossary. They'll tell us what these words mean. So the first one we've got here is veteran. And up here, look, veteran. Veteran means an ex-member of the armed forces. So that means that he used to be in the armed forces, and he fought in the Second World War. NHS. We all now know that NHS stands for the National Health Service. And it says the National Health Service, which is responsible for the healthcare in the UK. A bit later on, we've got the word volunteers. And if I look around here, I can see the two blue words down here. So volunteers. Volunteers are people who give up their time for free to do something. And vulnerable. That means somebody who is in need of special care. Okay, let's read the article. It says, a 99-year-old Second World War veteran has raised millions for the NHS. By Thursday morning, he had raised over £12 million. Tom Moore, also known as Captain Tom, has completed 100 laps of his garden in Bedfordshire. He wanted to finish before his 100th birthday. Captain Tom wanted to show support for the NHS workers as they help those affected by COVID-19. Since the 9th of April, he's completed 10 laps a day of his 25-metre garden. At first, Captain Tom set himself the target of raising £1,000. However, he inspired so many people that his target was soon overtaken. After 24 hours, he'd raised £70,000. And then by the 14th of April, the donations totalled £1 million. When it reached £2.5 million, he said on social media, "Never in my wildest imagination did I think this would be possible." By the evening of the 14th of April, he'd raised £4 million. A message said, "Wow, cannot wait to tell the news to Tom in the morning." Captain Tom had aimed to finish the challenge on the 30th of April. However, he completed it on the 16th of April, 14 days earlier. The moment was live on TV. Tom had been raising money for the NHS charities together. Ellie Horton from the group said that they were humbled by Captain Tom and what he'd achieved. Today's story comes as people are showing support for each other at the moment. In the UK, every Thursday at 8 p.m., people have gone to their windows, front doors, or balconies to clap NHS workers. NHS Charities Together wants people to donate money while they clap. They want to raise £5 million. Children have been painting pictures of rainbows and putting teddy bears in windows to cheer people up. Around 750,000 adults have also become NHS volunteers. They'll help vulnerable people with a variety of jobs. You can pause the video and read this again, or you can move straight on to the questions. Here they are. Pause the video and try the first 3 questions. Pause the video and try the last 3 questions. Okay, let's have a look at the second article. The second article is called Satellites, Meteor Showers and Venus Dazzles Sky. Just make that a little bit smaller so we can see the whole thing on the page. I think that will help us. So, same again. We've got our heading, we've got our holding information, and we've got a glossary down here. So you can either read with me, or you can pause the video and read on your own. Satellites, meteor shower, and Venus dazzle sky. What is a meteor shower? A meteor shower is an event in which a number of meteors are observed to shoot across the sky. These meteors are caused when parts of an asteroid break off and enter the Earth's atmosphere at extremely high speeds. Let me see a photograph of one there. Look. Let's have a look at the glossary. Looking for the blue words now. The glossary says originate. I scan down and find my blue word. Originate. Originate, where something begins. So when we read that word, we know it means where something begins. Constellations. Constellations. A group of stars forming a pattern in the sky. So when we read that word, we know that we have a group of stars forming a pattern in the sky. Annual. Annual, happening every year. And orbital. It's down here, look, orbital, meaning the path of an object in space. Okay, let's read. If you look at the night sky from your window this week, you may have noticed a lot happening up there. This week has offered stargazers a feast for the eyes as Venus, the Lyrid meteor shower, and chains of Starlink satellites have all been lighting up the sky. Looking to the west after dusk, Venus can be seen blazing away. It's the third biggest object in the sky, after the Sun and the Moon. Venus is also the third smallest planet in our solar system. However, astronomers were then able to turn their attention to the east. This week also offered people the chance to see the beauty of the Lyrid meteor shower. These shooting stars are named after the Lyrid meteor shower because they appear to originate from the part of the sky between the Hercules and Lyra constellations. This annual event only lasts a few days, but they are also known to produce bright fireballs, according to a NASA statement. She also said that a new moon this year will make way for a good view of the Lyrids leaving the dark sky. If it wasn't enough, this week also offered night sky enthusiasts the chance to see the spectacle of the Starlink satellites. Launched 60 at a time by the company SpaceX, their current orbital position means that they can be seen above Britain, forming a train across the night sky. Malika Andres of the National Space Centre describes them as looking like a string of bright pearls in the night sky. The satellites will become a typical sight in the night sky as SpaceX plans to put 12,000 in orbit. They are aiming to provide internet access across the planet. All of these incredible sights have been made even more remarkable by happening on Earth Day and during International Dark Sky Week. Okay, you can pause the video and read this for yourself, or you can move straight on to the questions. Here are the first 5 questions. Pause the video and have a go. And here's the last one. Okay, that's our second comprehension. Here's our third comprehension. This is called, make that a little bit smaller. This is called People Tune In to the Big Night In to Show Support. It's all about what happened the other day for comic relief and children in need. So I'll read it, or you can read it, pause the video and read it for yourself. People tune in to the Big Night In to show support. How did BBC Children in Need and Comic Relief start? The first BBC Children in Need telethon was broadcast in 1980. Comic Relief started in 1985 as a way of raising money to help people in need. Now, before we read on, let's have a look at the glossary. The words are fundraising, raise money for charity; appreciation, to show someone you're grateful for them; donating, to give something for free; allowance, the small amount that is permitted. Let's read. 2 of Britain's best known charities came together to hold the Big Night In, a fundraising event, yesterday. Remember, this was written on the 24th of April. BBC Children in Need and Comic Relief teamed up for the first time ever to help raise money for those affected by COVID-19. It was also an opportunity for people to show their appreciation for key workers that are helping those in need. During the Big Night In, people joined in for this one-off event from home by donating, dancing, cutting their own hair, and even baking banana bread. Members of the Scouts challenged themselves to hike a mile around their homes, so that in total they'd covered 240,000 miles. That's the distance from the Earth to the Moon. As well as raising millions of pounds, Comic Relief's Ruth Davidson said it would be the perfect opportunity to praise the heroes who are caring for us, feeding us and lifting our spirits as we continue to help people most in need. UK goes mad for fundraising. Governments around the world have been asking people to stay at home to stay safe. This has led many people to come up with things that they can do at home to raise money. As well as the Big Night In, there have been many other fundraising events too. You may have read the inspiring story of Captain Tom, who has raised almost £30 million for the NHS. People around the country are also raising money by buying special t-shirts. Others are using the daily exercise allowance to run 5 kilometres in their local area and then donating £5. These ideas and others have raised over £80 million for NHS charities together. Starting on Sunday, the 2.6 challenge begins. The 2.6 challenge is trying to support charities in the UK. According to their website, all you need to do is dream up an activity based around the numbers 2.6 or 26 that suits your skills and complete it on Sunday, the 26th of April. Who knows what people will do to raise money? So again, this is something that you can pause the video and read again, or you can move straight on to the questions. Pause the video and have a go at the first 3 questions. And pause the video again and have a go at the last 3 questions. So those are our 3 comprehensions for this week. If you've had a go, you might want to take a photograph of it and send it to me. There will be some other comprehensions in the next pack that comes out from school in 2 weeks' time.